Library commentary from the nation's capital, Abuja. While in the matter of minutes, polls will open at the Anambra stage of cycle governorship election. This election comes concerns about voter apathy, electoral violence, and other forms of electoral irregularities. But the chairman of Nigeria's electoral body, INEC, has given assurances that this will be a standout election for the positive reasons, having had engagement with electoral stakeholders in the build-up to D-Day. Well, Arise News has a team of correspondents on the ground in Anambra State to give on-the-spot assessment of all stages of the election as things unfold. Well, joining us live now from Anambra is Arise correspondent Emeka Monye. Thank you for joining us, Emeka. Good to see you.
Good morning, Frank. It's good to see you too.
Yes, this is the day, of course, the big day as we call it. Well, what is the general mood across Anambra as residents prepared for the polls this morning?
Well, the general mood here is quite ecstatic. Now, for the voters themselves, residents, I mean to say, it's a mixture of enthusiasm, a mixture of apathy, depending on where you belong, especially for those members of the political parties. They really look forward to this day, and the day has finally come. And that is the enthusiasm they have been expressing in the last couple of days in the build up to this election. Now, for the other residents here, is a mixture of apathy, is a mixture of, okay, they just want to give out a try and see whether this election will quite be different from previous election, especially for those who have just attained the voting age of 18 years. Of course, you know, this is the seventh off-cycle election taking place since 2023 election. Of course, in terms of security, as you can see behind me, we have a huge presence of security men trying to keep the peace, maintain orderliness within the precinct of this state. Behind me is the INEC headquarters here in Awka, the state capital. Now, when you talk about political parties, they have all mobilized their supporters. They have all mobilized, sensitized the voters in their own best of ways to make sure that people come out to vote, regardless of the security challenges that the state is facing. Frank, that is the situation here in Awka, Anambra State.
Interesting. I mean, you mentioned the security situation, and of course the fact that perhaps the presence of the security might be able to give confidence for people to turn out. But speak to us about the level of turnout that we're beginning to witness before accreditation. How early have voters, begun arriving at polling stations?
Well, from what we gathered from INEC, the voting polling unit registration of voters, rather accreditation and registration of voters, commenced at exactly 8:30 this morning, and in the over 5,200 and 720 polling units across these 346 wards and 21 local government area in the state. Now, the message the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor George Amopiton, said, he is assuring that in terms of security-wise, the electorate residents of the state have nothing to fear because as it
Hello, Emeka Monye.